Hello, beautiful muses. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today is sharing days. I'm going to share with you a little matcha on hand. Let us know if there's any ritual that you're loving lately. For months, I have been loving matcha. Mucho matcha, but not as much. I was completely addicted. I had to tone it down. So my beautifuls, today we are doing a little ching ching, like a ching ching, to the cracks, to what is crumbling, to realizing that there is a rebirth wanting to be had. This is for you beautiful women and mothers who are in between 38 years old and 44 years old. And this is your Uranus opposition season. So I've spoken a little bit about it. I have a couple of videos, but this one I want to get more in depth, specifically for you to gift to you all what Uranus opposition really means in regards to the rite of passage that is happening within us during that season in our life. It is a spiritual rite of passage. Almost no one teaches us that. What nobody tells us, what nobody teaches us, and that is what I have to give to you today. I, Jimena, if you don't know me, your Mystic Muse mentor at the MMM Sanctuary, reminding you that you can have your mystical, magical makeover at any season that you were in, that you were feeling that it is rebirth season. So this is for you, my dear. And actually, a beautiful mimusa of mine inspired me with her share about where she is, and she is actually specifically in this season. She is living through it. I have lived through it. Many of my muses are living through it or have lived through it. And I've noticed some tendencies that no one teaches us about. So here we go. I want to begin by sharing with us, with you, some wild info about Uranus that I didn't know. I was curious today when I was sitting down and writing down what I wanted to share. And I just looked up like research, like, share with me more about Uranus, the planet. It is the coldest planet. So the image that I got was, first of all, we can't live obviously in that cold, but there is a part of us that breaks off like an icicle during this time. Like it's literally, I can no longer, like the icicle that like falls down, I can no longer live in the way in which I've lived before. That is at the core of what is happening. So it is the coldest planet. And check this out. Uranus literally is at a 98-degree angle, and it's on a tilt. It rotates on its side around the sun, and it takes around 84 years rotating on its side, more than 98 degrees around the sun. So in and of itself, it is telling us that it is not conventional, that it does not conform, that it does not do what everybody else does. So that in and of itself gave me such a beautiful visual that all of its life, it can be in that beautiful tilt, like it likes to be like that. And so it literally confuses to be, it does not conform. It does not want to be conformed. It does not want to be conformed or conventional. And so what does that say about us and the truth, mystically speaking, in our life that is being invited within us to be asked? Our intimate inquiry. We're each having our own internal inquiries during this season. But I feel like the greater question is, what if the way that you have been orienting yourself is no longer your true north node. So that you have committed to, that you have devoted yourself to, that you have lived by, that you have sworn by for almost 40 years, what if you no longer orient yourself in that way? Because that's literally what happens. It is your sacred rebirth, reorientation season. That is literally what's happening. So you're not crazy in the conventional way, but you are crazy because you're willing to actually let go of things that no longer feel good. You're willing to say no to things that you used to say yes to. You are willing to allow this to happen because what happens is there's a disruption. Uranus is also the planet of disruption. So there's a disruption that has happened inside of you. The ice has cracked off. You cannot put the end of the icicle back into its place. You just can't. You have to allow it to fall and to melt, and another one will be made. That is the same metaphor of what's happening inside of us. Beautifully in alignment with numerology, number 4 is the number of stability and structure. So for almost 4 decades, there's been this way of living, this way of thinking. And yes, you've had your winter seasons when you're like, I'm done with this, I don't want to do this. But this is the great big first rite of passage where alchemically it has happened and you don't even have to do it. It's happening. So you have to allow yourself to be had. You have to allow yourself permission to actually go through this undoing, through this unfurling, through the unknown territory that's wanting you. It seeks you alive. It wants to bring you back to life. But you have to allow this to happen. So first and foremost, my beautiful one, are you resisting? What are you trying to remain? What are you trying to keep alive? So when I ask questions, if you want to pause and actually write them down, do so. If you just want to listen and then do it again, or listen to it again and then write it down, do it however you'd like. So what is it that you are resisting? And even if you can't even write it down, feel it. Do you feel the resistance in your body? Where do you feel it? Do you feel it emotionally? Do you feel it spiritually? Do you feel it in your mind? Like which area is holding on tight? Is it your thoughts that keep telling you you should continue this way? So you can actually be more aware of which thread inside of you is not allowing the transformation to be had, my dear one. So, my dears, Uranus, number 1, Uranus has come in, well, I don't even know if, I think a couple numbers, but we'll just say number 1, May number 1, Uranus has come in to shake things up. It is the liberator planet. It's here for your liberation. It is here for your reawakening. Like that is what at the core, Uranus is this planet that shakes things up, that literally allows this new way of being to be reborn. So it's here, it wants your liberation from old chains, old conditionings, control. So again, take a pause if you need to. What are the old chains that have been tying you down to doing or thinking or behaving in a specific way that no longer is? Your conditionings, your patterns from your lineage, from your being raised in a specific way, not only from our ancestors and our parents, but you then raising yourself within that or within your own internal structure. Ultimately, it's your internal structure that wants to be dismantled. And control, liberating yourself from the control, from like the holding on, the contraction, the not allowing the surrender to happen. So what are you wanting to control the outcome of? So Uranus, I'm going to share with you some major points of what Uranus represents spiritually speaking, to like for our soul is actually pulsing these things. Our soul is, it kind of, something happened with the light. Okay, I think it's fine. Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. Something happened. So I'm like, okay, let me touch it. So your soul is actually, oh God, there's this little light that is driving me insane. On that note, here, okay. On that note, I'm recording at a different hour, which is not the most beautiful hour for my face. I was like, yes, I'm 40, almost 48 years old, okay? And this is what I look like. Mwah! Okay, love yourself wherever you are, my dears. So Uranus is here to awaken you. It lets you see things that you could not see before. So all of a sudden, literally, because it is a sudden, expect the unexpected, you are now able to see things that you could not see before. So thank it. It like literally is giving you these glasses where you could see more clearly what you need to see. So before judging yourself and where you've been or how you lived or how others have been living, take it as a way, as an invitation to acknowledge what is no longer what is no longer you. You are no longer like that. So rather than staying in the shame and the blame, just the acknowledgement that that is no longer you. There's a quickening happening with Uranus. So just allow that quickening to happen like lightning, like the ice breaking. You no longer fit inside of that reality, period. Then it's like, this is my new reality. It's that quick. If you allow it to be so, it can be much quicker, my dear. More quicker? Whatever it's called. Number two, it's here to liberate you. Like I said, it allows you to break free from old identities, roles, relationships, systems, ideas, expectations, where you have felt caged. You felt caged in the number 4, like the room, you're fucking done with these walls, you're fucking done with this table, this chair that's held you up, the table where you've had to sit and work at a specific way, or teach or be in a specific way. You're done with that structure. And again, remember, 4 is about stability and structure. So it wants this kind of slate clean in order for you to come up with new structures. So what is happening during 38 to 44, at around 38, say even 37, 38, 39, before 40, like all of those years, there's these rumblings. There's these there's like the earth is shaking inside of you. Like there's these thoughts, these remembrances, these questions, these feelings. And that time is the time where literally life is showing you internally and possibly externally that you are desiring change. And then at around 40 to 42, 43, that is when it's gone. It's done. It's over. That's when the fall and the winter season happen. And then at around 43, 44, or 42, 43, 44, it's different for everybody. Then it's you're embodying, you're practicing living in the embodiment of who you are more authentically now. And so take a moment to see what is happening in your life. Are you in the late 30s? And remember, in numerology, 3 is joy and expansion. So you've expanded in so many ways. You've lived this life, maybe in your career, maybe in your relationship, maybe with your children, having children. It varies for everybody, but you've expanded and you've done it, right? And at the end of the 30s, something comes up and goes, is that it? Is that it? This doesn't feel like there's I've lived these roles, it's beautiful, and there's something more. There's something more rumbling within. And And like I said, number 4 is to restructure. Like in regards to Uranus opposition, that is what is happening. Like the number 4 in numerology is coming in to say it's okay to create new structures for yourself. And so take a moment, see what old identities, old roles, your relationships, is there anything that is outdated? Now, there's something that's beautiful that happens during that 40 to 42 years. It does not mean that you literally like are closing doors and like starting completely over and like leaving your children. Like I know I'm being dramatic, but it's more about the parts of you like a tree shedding in the fall season where it begins like there's things that are outdated. There are behaviors, there are thoughts, there's commitments, there's expectations. Like there's things that just you no longer fit in. And so those are the ones, if you have not been really engaged in your inner landscape, then yes, maybe major things have happened in your life. You had the death of a child, the death of your beloved, disease happening to you. Like, did you, have you had any type of cancer or anything in your life that actually has disrupted your life? Did you get fired, or did your husband, lose? Did you all lose anything? Because there is a sense of things falling away. So what has fallen away, or what has been like you, for example, were in a specific role or job and now you feel like you can no longer do it. Or you have had, like you've had a child during this era, like, or you moved and you're living something completely new. So what are the old things that you feel caged in that just no longer are? So take a moment if you'd like to journal and feel that feeling of feeling caged. You can no longer feel free to explore and to experience something that feels more satiating, something that feels more satisfying, and something that feels simpler. Because there is something about the 40s where you start to simplify life. You don't have to play by other people's rule books. Like you literally are now like, what feels more ease-filled? What feels more delicious? That's what you're committing yourself to. And so number 3, your authenticity is waiting for a rebirth. Like your authenticity is being activated again, like activated in a way in which, like the word says, it is more authentically you. You have been activated. It's like the buzzer, like you've been like, bzz, like literally like that's you. That's you. You need to be more you during the 40s. The early 40s, because remember that is the precursor, that is the rite of passage right before your Chiron. And you can go listen to about Chiron. But Chiron, end of 40s, 50s, I will share this in numerology, speaking through the lens of numerology. Number 5 is about sacred new adventures. It's about a new beginning, but in a different way, because number 5 is in between 1 and 10, 1 again, 1 and 9, 10. So 5 is that middle number where there is like this, it's a reborn stage, but it's more of coming into your own, sharing and being seen during that decade, while tending the remnants of your sacred wounding, your Chiron wounding, like the deepest woundings that you came into. You've just held them. You're like, yes, this is what I came in this lifetime with, and I'm still gonna be me, and I'm gonna be more alive than ever. And remember that I've spoken about this. It's literally the opposite of adolescence, or literally the other side of the coin of adolescence, that you haven't allowed to be like a sacred revolution inside of you will come again in your early 50s. And if you are traversing your inner landscape and allowing your Uranus opposition rite of passage to happen, then what do you think happens? You're gonna live your best life at 50, at 50 and onwards. So it's like, come on now, your authenticity, like the part of you dies that was comfortable performing a specific role. That part of you dies where it's like you have been the actor, you have been the performer of that role, and you've done it beautifully, and like it dies. You can no longer be that role. It's like playing an actress, and it's like, I can't play that style of actress anymore. Like many actors actually go through that. And I wonder if they go through it during their Uranus opposition, where like, I don't want those types of roles anymore. I know Matthew McConaughey, a beautiful, complete mystic archetype. I mean, I think he's mystic, heroine, great father. Where he says that he went through a season of literally saying no to these types of roles. And it took him, I think he said 2 or 3 years, where he said, I had to keep saying no, and nothing came up. Those old roles coming back, and I had to keep saying no until like finally, like 2 or 3, like it was like almost 3 years or something like that, where finally the new roles started to come in. I wonder if he was in his early 40s. I'm gonna have to look that up. You know me. Number 4, so a disruption enters. Expect the unexpected. And I'm sharing this during eclipse season, which is the sacred medicine of eclipse season. It's literally your surrender slide. Expect the unexpected. God, show me the way. I let go of my attachments and my controls of me thinking that what I am wanting is going to have to manifest in this specific way. So it's like the disruption has entered. Like you can't disrupt, like when lightning comes, you can't do anything about it. Like it came, like it broke the ground, like it cracked it. So were you expecting it? No. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fill that crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A revolution is revealed. You're being asked to personally, in your own life, in relationship with yourself, in every single area of your life, personally, you're being asked, and communally, and collectively, and in relationship with every single being in your life. This is the important part too. That you are evolving through inherited ways of living and of being. Like you're evolving through these old ways of being in every single one of your relationships. So there is that crumbling of, it's not only in my work, it's in my relationship with the people that I work with. It's in every single aspect. I remember for me during my season, it was disorienting because as lightning, as lightning cracked in one area of my life and I was tending that, I would notice another area of my life and another one. And then I realized years after the themes that were happening in the areas in my life in which things were cracking. And it's not so much about repairing the crack. I want to invite us to be in the resonance, what is revealed through the cracks. Like what is revealed through the darkness of like when the crack happens, there's the darkness that you're looking into. There's that void of you can't see on the other side. You can't really see the dirt. You just see this darkness. And so that is the season that you're in. There is this darkness and these depths inside of you that you are being asked to be in relationship with that you have never been in before. And this is number 6. Number 6 in numerology is the I nurture, I nourish myself. So check out number 6. higher, freer realms have arrived. So all that I shared from 1 to 5 literally is happening. And number 6 is, it's like the gift. Higher, freer realms have arrived. So you're being asked through your revelation of what is being revealed inside of you in this deep, intimate inquiry in which you are in, to start to share the insights, the downloads, your intuition, your genius, like these new things that are coming through you, that are being reborn through you. You're asked to now live inside of them in the daily, in your routines, in your rituals, in your lifestyle, in your being, in your devotion, in your prayer, in everything, in the embodiment, beyond, here's the key, beyond your normal linear conditioning, because there's something that has happened. Everything that was like a cage, linear, like squeezing you in, you no longer, like my poem Phoenix Play, where, yeah, you no longer, something happens, the dissolving into oblivion happens, and then you realize that you're free to come out through your caged bars, and this new you literally finds its way out of the bars without even having to break the bars. It's this same realization inside of you. You don't have to change your partner. You don't have to change your family. You don't have to change your children. You don't have to change your job, your life, the earth. You don't have to go create a cleaner, earth, etc. Now, for some people, some dissolvings are happening in one or more areas of those lives, in one or more areas. For me, I knew in my own life, it was a cleaning up. I had made so much messes in my own structure internally and in my structure with my children and my husband that I had so much fucking cleanup to do in those years. It was also, and I've shared this, it was also the years where I decided to unschool my children. I left, their community of schooling. I left their community of people. I had a closing in my closest relationship in this lifetime. We have had now a reconnection and a reawakening, a beautiful one recently in this year. But those years were the ones where I needed to close and check this out. This is brilliant. So what happens is Uranus at around 42 arrives at the halfway point in its traverse, because it takes 84 years for the orbit orbit to happen. And so what happens, it's at the midway point, and it's opposite to where you were when you were born. So when I was born, Uranus was in Libra, Scorpio, for me, or Scorpio, Libra. I'm trying, inside real astrology, it was, I think it's Scorpio, Libra. Anyway, Scorpio and Libra. And so the opposite of that, so at 42, Uranus was in Aries and Taurus. So Aries was like, you have been in relationship to others, shadow of Libra, codependency or over-serving, over-giving. Like, how can I feel comfortable in this relationship in this way? And no longer could I feel comfortable. It's like all of those places where I wasn't being authentically me, those were the ones that crumbled. Like, I needed to come back to life internally, to my reconnection. So Aries came in to say me first, like me first. And that's why I had to, I wanted to unschool. I knew that there was something that I needed and we needed to go through within my relationship with my children. And I did do that, because it's been 7 years since then. So all of these things looking back, so many other things, but those were the years. Actually, that was the time where I say higher, freer realms arrive. So for me, it literally started 37, 38, 39. I believe it was 2020 when I published Soul Satiation for the first time. So literally, that was the part where downloads intuition. They had been coming years before. All of these words and poems had been coming, like God had been giving me my breadcrumbs. So you are receiving. Know that in your life, your intuition, your guides, your guide, like your inner guide, is giving to you. I promise. We just have to allow things to fall away for us to be able to hear and see and touch and feel those things that are coming in for us, for our highest good. They're dropped from the heavens. Money literally drops from trees, like in that sense, where it's like the insights, the download, like you are receiving so much. Can you say yes to it, my beautiful? Can you see how excited I am about this? I am so excited. My Sag rising today is like, oh my God, I'm so excited to share this. Where was I? Yes. And then my Scorpio to Taurus. So the decade before that, my 30s, I was having these spiritual awakenings, dark night of the soul, like all of these amazing things, and living in the shadow realm of like, oh shit, so much shadow to be inside of myself. And so from the depth and the transformation and the darkness and all of that, it hit Taurus, which was comfortable. Like, I want to be more comfortable. I want to have more ease. I want to have more simplicity. I want to have more peace. I want to just enjoy shit. Like, do I really have to go through a shamanic, rebirth today? Like, can I just look outside and like literally through just like sitting and looking outside at the leaves, can I just receive the same without having to go so dark and deep all the time, like Scorpio? So embodiment, stability, my worth, like that I am worthy as I am, like all of those things, like I am worthy as I am. I no longer am saying yes because I need to say yes, even if it's my children or my husband, et cetera, or my deepest soul sister or the school or whatever. So and so it's, and my innermost self was asking, where can I live in peace? Because I was starting to feel also like, like unschooling, peace. Like I could feel peace. Like the world around me, the earth was changing literally in the years in which I was going through my Uranus opposition, and everybody was in fear mode and fight or flight and COVID and all of these things. I had already been doing my inner work around death and rebirth. And not to say that I had it perfectly down, no, and not to say that I didn't have fear, no, but actually around COVID time, I actually didn't have fear of death because I had already gone through the death and rebirth portal. That's another convo. So the peace that was being activated, there's something inside of you that's also wanting to be activated. Is it love? Is it peace? Is it like also depending on your chart and where Uranus is in your chart? When you enter around 42 years old, or where it's going to be, right? Where it's going to be when you enter that stage. Those are the teachings that you're actually being invited. Like that's the invitation. You got the invitation for this. Like you want more peace. You want more simplicity. You want more aliveness. You want your, like, what do you want? Like the card is coming. It has come. The invitation is here. Like, will you open it? So 3 things, like to kind of summarize 3 things that I feel like can help us during Uranus opposition time. Number 1, speak up. Speak up your yeses, speak up your nos, like speak up what you're feeling. Like it might be so much that you can't even speak, and that's okay. Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what's happening. But just like share. You don't even have to share this story, because remember about the lightning cracks? Like, you don't know yet. You don't know, and that's okay. You're in the realm of the unknown. It's okay. Share about, number 2, like share about what you can share about. Go to the people, go seek people who actually have gone through similar experiences. Not a lot of us are sharing about this. So yes, this is a good parentheses. You want a mystic mentor? You got one. You know where to reach me, jimenamosquera.com, Soul Speak Sessions. This is my specialty, rite of passages. This is one of my specialties, the Uranus opposition, the rite of passage that happens during that time frame. I love you all. Mwah! I love you all. This is beautiful. Like, what is happening is beautiful. You have yet to see how beautiful it is, and that's okay, because you're in the midst of the muck. You can only see the darkness, and that's okay. You got to keep staring at the darkness, allowing yourself to be in the darkness, because in that darkness, the light will shine through at some moment. I promise you. Mwah! I promise you. And number 3, you got to let things shake off. You got to let these things shake off. Like, your intuition is telling you this is a no right now. So you have to honor it. Your gut, your feelings, your emotions, your insights, your downloads, your clairvoyance, like your clairaudience, like wherever it is that you are receiving this information internally, trust it and just allow those things to shake off of you. Those things to shake off of you that have held your shackles, like shackles, the shackles, like your arms and your legs. You gotta move free. So my beauties, this is summary part, okay? And I've got a poetry reading for you. What do you need? What do you need right now in this season? Are you needing more space? Are you needing more silence? Are you actually needing more structure? Like, are you in the realm of like, you've got zero structure in your life? You're just like, I go with the flow, I don't care. And you're actually needing more stability and structure for yourself. I'm not talking about for if you have our mother or in your work, like, but for yourself, like in the daily. Remember that things are getting more chaotic externally, and with so much information that we have access to, we can allow ourselves to spin chaotically. When we shake things off, turn off notifications, go on the internet at specific times, be mindful of where you go, be mindful of what type of music you're listening to, like all of these things, they do have an imprint in your being during this initiation. So allow the things, what do you need? What is a yes and what is a no? And what has changed, my dears? If you want to share in the comments, what has changed for you? What has changed? Have you had a child? Have you had a loss? Have you had like the loss of the way of being? You used to be in this specific way and you no longer are that. And you have yet to be able to define what specifically it is, but like it's the grief of you no longer are that. The grief of who you've been and who you no longer are. Are you wanting to start something new? Did you get sick or someone else get sick? And then on to the two polarities, right? If you've been too much in your masculine in the last 40 years, almost 40 years, then you might be being asked to slow down, to stop, and to recognize what in the masculine way that you have been behaving is no longer a yes. So if it's too much, you've been too much in your masculine energy, this is a reorientation time, a rebirth time of stability and structure between your masculine and your feminine. And so if you've been too much in your feminine of like not zero structure, zero following through, knowing, getting the insights, the downloads, but not, for example, in the beginning, I did receive many words, many poems, or not many. There was a time that I didn't even write them down, or I'd write some of them down and some of them I didn't, until I realized, damn it, like I'm listening to this. Thank you, God. And so I just began to write them down. I didn't even have to do anything with them. But do you see the structure of having a place? And it was my yellow notes in my book. So if it's like, do you draw? Do you cook? Do you want to make something? Do you want to start, like, what is it that you're wanting to start over in? What is the new role, the new identity? Like, little did I know, I didn't know that I was a poet, a writer, and now an author. And now my role that I identify with is a poetess, like a poet, a poetess. More than an author. Yes, I am an author, and I might author more books, but there is this way in which words came out of me in that season. Will they ever come out in the way in which they did? I don't know. When they do, I promise you, I will have my structure set in place. That is also the gift of your 40s, where you're creating these new structures that will uphold you, that you will feel stable in. You'll want to take a seat and take some exhales, because this new structure feels good. You feel stable. You feel safe again. Your nervous system, you know what it needs, and you know how to satisfy it. And so recognize and take a moment between too much in your masculine, too much in your feminine, and what you're being called to, do more of and do less of, okay? I'm sending you so much love. It is a death. Allow it to be had. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. If you want to use this term, which is the one that I use, when things don't feel so beautiful, I use harrowingly beautiful, harrowing, where it's like, like for me, for example, my child is now 18. It's harrowingly beautiful, like this love and this freedom that I feel, and like this let go of like I'm no longer the mom I used to be. Like today I saw her and we connected, and there was a certain point where I was like, okay, girl, I got like 5 more minutes, girl. And I was so grounded and I was so stable there for the time that I was there with her, and I gave to her and we laughed and we shared, and so there is this new structure that's been dying to be reborn, and those are not the words. There is a death and deaths that need to happen in order for the rebirth to manifest, for you to mamifest it, for you to embody it, for you to live inside of it. So my dears, if you are in a rite of passage, I'm here for you if you need me. All right, you know where to read me. You know where to reach me. So I'm going to share Alone, which is one of my favorites too. One of the most important pieces of Alone, the poem, is the reminder that we ourselves bought into this old way of being, that we no longer want to keep buying, and that's okay. But that ownership, right? The recognition, the responsibility that I am responsible for my life, no one else. Like I have sacred responsibility for my choice right now. I chose in this way, and now I can choose in a new way. All right, my beauties, Alone. Let me take a couple of breaths. In this time where we believe there is nowhere to go, there is a place to turn. No longer a time to wait for the doctor, the priest, the teacher, the politician, the government, the other to do it for us. Wholly into oneself, one in all. Your right to remembrance bestowed already within me, us, you, free for all to feed. Alone, as the name says it, so its ancient waves reverberating, not a modern marathon. We must traverse the portals of life and death. Alone, holy one self. May it be a time, may this be a time of self-reckoning, acknowledgement, atonement, forgiveness, for all of the ways in which we have participated in our own disbelief that we are all alone in the modern sense of the word, that our actions do not have consequences. At the crossroads we are. An intimate inquiry boils to surface, not from a standpoint of choosing which or how many of us is saved, or how to sell or buy more secure safety, but rather how can we reckon as a human family to all of the ways in which we have all participated, purchased and sold for the highest bidder, and at what cost. We must ask questions that we have not been willing to ask before, not to the other, as stated above, the politician, the government, the teacher, the other, as if waiting for permission to be granted is a right outside of you. But to your own soul song, waiting to sing to you, call it in, trust thee. That grief portal we must enter is not one that will birth our own demise. We have been sold faulty goods, a lie we keep selling to others, that death is not worthy of beauty. With its sheer sounds, echoing cries, washing wails that want your metamorphosis, your bodies into holy vehicles of wonder, of how to wander with devotion and wonder rather than willing our own way forward in the name of securing safety. Amen. Have a beautiful, blessed day, my beautiful mimusa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for being you. Thank you for allowing this rite of passage to happen that is right in front of you. Amen.